Welcome back everybody. Today we're gonna play Sova on Haven. Today is day 70 of playing every agent on every map. Today's agent Sova has long been the agent to play on Haven as an info initiator. He is really versatile, his ult is really strong, and in general he is a pretty good agent to use on his map. His darts are really strong, his drone is also a great info util, and in general, having a Cypher on this map is a nightmare if you have a Sova in the enemy team that can just break all of your trips with his shock darts. And by the way, I just recently unlocked channel memberships for my channel, so let me know what you want as a benefit if you even would want to join. Because I have no idea what I should do with it. You can still support me by just liking and subbing, but a channel membership helps me out even more. Thank you all for the support, and on to the video now. Starting off with A-side defense. On A-side defense, everyone knows the dart that is coming right here, either up here or at this wall in the beginning of the round. Usually I do not recommend this dart most of the times because you get that info either way, but if the enemies like to play slow, you can use the dart like this. You line up this spot right here so you can just about not see these windows anymore, and then you aim right here below that and do a full charge double bounce.
Revealing area.
The dart will land up here and reveal anyone that is coming in towards main, and anyone that is also coming out long if they are quick enough. This dart is really good for a main information, but in general I don't recommend doing it every round because then it gets dodged and you don't get any information out of it. In general, I don't recommend using your dart that early, especially on A side, because most of the times you get that information either way if somebody is coming or not. So something you can do instead is to wait here. Usually CT is going to be smoked. If you hear people coming out short, you can just charge this dart up, wait for the smoke to pop, wait for the timing where you hear people coming in, and then you can use a dart like this. This dart is a pretty good dart because it reveals the people that are playing default. It also reveals the people that are playing short and coming up, and in general it gets a lot of value. Other darts you can also use is one from heaven, where you just wait right here. You should not be able to be seen from this spot right here as soon as the smoke's dropped, and then as soon as you hear, for example, either them planting or them running in, for example a chat dashes in, you can use this dart, and then you can spam through the smoke with a phantom, because a phantom doesn't make any noise, or a phantom doesn't leave any tracers for the people that are coming in towards main, so it is harder for them to spam you and you can get some easy kills. Other things you can also do, especially from heaven, is to use shock darts like these to get the planter off of the spike or do a lot of damage to the planter. It isn't too precise, just aim it around these boxes and it will land right. Most of the times you're gonna get a lot of damage from that. Other things you can also do is to jiggle along with a shock dart like this. As soon as you see somebody, you just leave the shock dart go and do a lot of damage to the people that are coming in. You can also use your drone to clear out under and side after you are waiting for your team to retake, so you get a lot of information over the side. Other things you can also do with your dart is for a retake, if there is still a smoke here, you can peek out and throw a dart like this to reveal the people that are playing close here. If you don't have a smoke, using a dart like this one is pretty good, because it reveals the people that are playing close here under, and it is really hard for anyone else to shoot except for the people that are playing side, so you also get the information on the people playing side, and if they peek out, they are open towards heaven and you can collect your free kills. Another reveal that is also pretty good and works sometimes if you have a smoke in long and your teammate is playing close in the smoke or just close here, you can tell your teammate you're gonna reveal behind the smoke, so he gets ready for him to be able to shoot the people, and then he can just collect his free kills on the people that are playing long. This also works if you're playing close here yourself and you get smoked off by your teammate. Just use a dart like this and then peek out and shoot the enemies that are coming in. For an A retake, it is a pretty simple dart. Just throw one at around right here.
Revealing area.
Aim at the higher part so it lands at the bottom right here, and it reveals anyone that is playing short, side, graffiti, and even people that are crossing over towards under. This dart is probably the best dart for a retake, but it also gets shot pretty easily, so if you want to use another dart, you can use a dart like this.
Scanning ahead.
That will only clear out under and close. It also gets shot pretty easily, but it is a good information tool to know if somebody's playing close here or somebody's playing under if you hear a shot coming from that direction. Switching over towards B. On B, in general, I don't recommend doing an early dart either. What you can do, however, is if you have a smoke close here, and you hear a lot of enemies in mid, is to throw a dart like this, and then spray through the smoke, especially with a phantom, and collect your free kills. Other things I also really like doing when I'm playing a Sova is to just shock dart in towards the smoke as soon as I hear somebody, or play a little safer, play over towards here, and if I hear him plant, go for a shock dart either like here, or even a little further. It doesn't really matter if the people are planting here or here, as long as you try to do some chip damage to them, it is usually pretty good. For a retake, I recommend either a dart close here, in this corner, because this dart reveals the people that are playing close under, on top, people backside, and the people here as well. And it, in general, gives you a good information of the site. And another thing you can also do is to use a drone. For a drone, I recommend you go all the way back here. Do not use it close here, because if you use it close here, you can get spammed.
Take flight.
Drone from here. Check close on the other side, and then even check backside. This is in general pretty good to get information over the site and makes it really easy to retake the site. Similarly, you can also drone from the other side, either drone from here, but then you need to have somebody that is holding your garage, or if you want to be a little more risky, you can also drone from here. It is also pretty likely that you get shot right there, but in general, using spots that your team is coming from is a pretty safe idea when you want to go for a drone. If you want to go for a reveal from C-Link, you can use a one like this that lands up here, and it reveals anyone playing close here, and the people playing close there, and even people backside. Switching over towards garage. Garage is a spot where you usually don't play as a Sova, but what you can do if you're, for example, playing on B and playing fast retake and you hear people going into garage is to throw a dart like this and then peek out. This dart is pretty easy to shoot, but in general it is gonna get you some value. Another thing you can also do is in the beginning of the round shoot a dart like this and then spam through this edge right here and do a lot of damage on the people that are in mid, but it gets pretty often it gets broken right away. So it is a thing you can do like once or twice in a game. After that the enemies are going to be ready and they're going to break that dart pretty quickly. Switching over towards C. On C you have a couple of options. You can just jiggle long, get information over long, even use shock dart towards long, spray into the smoke. Or as soon as you hear somebody come in, you can stand backside and use a dart like this to reveal anyone that is coming in. And in general, this dart is pretty good because you can also spam through these boxes and do damage to the people that are playing behind it. Or you can also just use a dart like this and then peek out from the other side and spray the people that are revealed. In general, just waiting for the enemies to come in, because most of the times the enemies are going to make at least some noise, is a pretty good idea. And then if they hit another site, you'll have another dart available for a retake. And in general, it is pretty effective that way. Switching over towards attack. On attack, there's a really important dart you actually need to learn. I'm usually not the lineup guy, but this lineup is a pretty useful one and it reveals long for you, so you have information if anyone is peeking long aggressively. To do that lineup, you get yourself stuck in this corner right here, and then you aim in the middle between this branch right here. You can see the leaf start here, and then it goes down even further, and you aim in the middle and a little bit up, and you just one charge full no bounce. Send it towards long. It lands up here and reveals anyone that is playing close here, or just anyone in general that is playing aggressively here. This dart is really important because most of the times there's going to be somebody playing aggressive right there, and if you reveal them, they have to either go back, or you have a free time even shooting them through this wall right here and do a lot of damage to them, or you just are ready and can flash that guy, stun that guy, or whatever util you have in your team. After that, I recommend you either go close here and drone through short. Droning through short is in general a pretty good idea. Even better on eco rounds of the enemies, because mostly they're gonna play some shotguns or stingers or shorties close here, waiting either here or here. So you need to clear out every single corner, and if your drone gets shot, that means most likely there is somebody playing down here, and his teammate just shot the drone to make sure you don't see the teammate that is playing close with a shotgun. Other than that, also if the enemies have a Cypher or a Killjoy that uses her util a lot on long, for example Cypher Trip over here, you can use trips, you can use shock darts like these, Or for example, if they
Right
have something on the boxes, you can use a shock dart like this to stop the enemies from getting kills off of the trips and to destroy them pretty easily. Similar thing if you decide to go short after your drone. There's sometimes a trip right here, or if you know somebody is in this cubby right here, you can also just use a shock dart like this, or even a double fake so the people go back and then run into another shock dart again, like this. These shock darts are in general pretty good, and it is worth using your shock darts into corners where you know the enemies are at. Similar thing also with close here, but this one is a little more risky. If you use a shock dart like this, or even a little further, so you get into the corner here and do a lot of damage to the people that are playing here. Also, you can do something like this if you know people are playing backside, but this one is fairly risky, especially taking your shock dart out close here when your team knows there's people backside, because you can just get peeked from over here. Similarly, if you have a dart again and you are up here, revealing up there on this edge is in general a pretty good thing, because it reveals all of backside and the people that are coming out of CT. And this is in general a pretty good thing, because most of the times you get information over anyone playing backside, even people playing close graffiti, and it is pretty hard for them to shoot if they are playing back here, because you basically need to flick 180 degrees to destroy the dart. Other than that, something that is kind of funny but like also works is you use a dart up here when you have your ult. You go down here, and then you ult this lane. But this is not a thing I recommend most of the times that you do with your ult. But it is a thing you can do if the enemies, for example, have a killjoy ult. So you firstly get information over where the enemies are at, and you can easily kill the killjoy ult that is placed right here. Other than that, there's not much you can do on A. You can obviously just play post plan from long and use lineups for that, but I am again not really a lineup guy unless it is like for a important reveal, like for example that one on long. Switching over towards mid, you also have a couple of options. It is really common for the enemies to just walk down mid, so using a dart from window like this, if you want to take mid, can be really useful, or just saving your dart and then droning out of window with your drone to get information over people playing close here and people that might have crossed into the cubby area right here. Once you are going towards B, you can use a dart like this one, hide back here, and then just jiggle peek it like this. The dart is gonna land up here and reveal anyone that is playing backside. Even better if you can get it stopped on this corner right here, because you then also reveal the people that are playing back here. But in general, just revealing towards backside is a pretty good idea, because it firstly reveals the people that are playing close here on top of the boxes, and it also reveals people that are playing towards backside, so you have a lot of information over this side. Droning in towards B isn't the greatest idea. You can drone from over here. It isn't a thing I recommend because it is kind of risky, but you get a lot of information from that. And also a thing I do really recommend if the enemies have a cypher and he always likes to put his trip in mid, is to jiggle peek mid and then dart the mid doors right here or on the other side to destroy the trips that are coming through mid. Switching over towards garage. Garage is a pretty simple thing. You can just throw a dart like this, get information over garage, or drone in and then save your dart for the side take. If you're droning in, make sure to clear every corner and make sure you have somebody that is with you, not that you're playing alone, because if the enemies have somebody playing close here and you start droning in this corner without anyone with you, it is pretty common that they just peek out and easily kill you. Once you're in garage, you can then use a dart either like this, get information over site. It lands over here, reveals anyone playing close here. It doesn't reveal the people that are playing close in this corner, so always be aware of that. And it also reveals the people backside. Or you can also use your dart in a similar way like this. Like this. So you reveal the people that are playing behind this wall and you can just spam them through and you can get some free kills off of them because it is a really unexpected play. Something you can also do on garage almost every round if the enemies have a cypher is to destroy the trip that is placed behind these boxes right here. I'm just shooting a dart right here. So they have no information over garage and it is harder for them to hold it. Switching over towards C. C, I have another lineup because the dart is just too good to not use. You get yourself close here, right where these lines are, and then you aim a little higher than these leaves right here. So you aim around right here, and also do a one charge. The dart lands up here and reveals the people playing close under, the people playing close here, the people playing backside, and even people playing plateau or on top of plateau, or even backside right there. This dart is a really good dart, but if you do it every round when you hit C, they are most likely going to expect it, and then they're going to shoot the dart in a pretty quick way. So what I recommend is also to switch it up with darts that are either just straight going towards backside, or with darts even close, so you get close information. On C, there's also a unbreakable cipher trip, and Sova shock darts are perfect for unbreakable cipher trips because they can just get almost everywhere. And using a shock dart like this will break this trip right here. And if the enemy cipher likes to play C on him on his own, you can use a shock dart right here as well, because most of the times there's going to be a trip on these boxes right here to stop the people from pushing backside. For ults, I generally recommend you use a ult that is either at the same time as your team is entering, or for the post plant, or to destroy a killjoy ult, or maybe even get a person that is dogging or droning, or even maybe a gecko that is trying to get in his ult, get some free kills on them. You do that by firstly listening a lot. You need to like hear where they are ulting from, or just listening to your teammates' callouts, and then you ult. The thing I do with my ult most of the times if I play Sova is that I look on the map where I'm ulting. I'm not really looking at where I'm aiming on the thing, I'm basically only looking at the map. So I know where my ult is going to on the map, and since I have pretty good crosshair placement, I'm not aiming like really high up or really low down. I just make sure I'm aiming about straight, and then I ult.
My ult is ready.
One little funny thing most people don't know is that you can actually get a height boost with the Sova's ult. So if you use, for example, a ult like this, and you want to get on top of these boxes, you can use a ult like this, and you're on top. This is a tech that is really uncommon, and most of the times there's not really a use to it, but you can surprise people by getting into spots where you usually can't get to as a Sova. A spot where this works, but it isn't quite as useful most of the times, is up here. If you, for example, ult towards mid, then you jump up. You can get on top of these boxes, and you can be in a spot where nobody expects the Sova to be in. But this ult isn't worth to use to just get higher up. So in general, the times where you can use this tech are really limited. If I had to give Sova a rating from S to F, I'd actually give him the S tier. He is probably the best info initiator to use on this map, and in general, a Sova is a must pick on a map like Haven, unless you're playing a Fade. But other than that, I really recommend you play a Sova on this map. That would be it from me. If you want to see any other agents on any other maps, write them down in the comments, and if you want to see anything else Valorant related, write it down there as well. And as always, don't forget to like and sub, and come say hi to me on Twitch where I stream almost daily. I really hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and see you guys very soon. Bye!